And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta. And we're not just on our way to Neptune, we've moved past Neptune. That's how we started the stream. We're 5 parts into a 4-part stream because we're really close to the end of the game here, and I'm gonna try to push to end it. We're 42.1 days out of sitting over the aliens' work cloud system. And about 60 or 90 days. As soon as we get the space dock up in the Oort Cloud system, the system's done for. We're going to wipe the system, we're going to burn it to the ground, and then we're going to turn around and begin preparations to clear the last major alien fleet, bring in the weapon, deliver the payload, and end the run. We're not there yet, but we're really close. Let's confirm assignments, let have time pass.
I will help them.
And in the meantime, we're going to terrorize the servants because they're here on Earth and our assassins are bored.
Problem solved permanently.
The target is down.
Things are stabilizing.
Violence is abating.
Honestly, I should probably just let that point go. It's not worth holding on to. The democracy in China is not going to happen, I think, before the end of the game here. Okay, Foxtrot 998. That fleet is built out. That's the one we got to get rid of. So we want to have that new fleet transit to Uranus, because at some point we need to deal with this fleet, and probably, and this is probably the laziest way to do it, is just bring in like 30, 40 ships and auto-resolve the fight. Because we know what's going to do us in if we try to manually fight it is the parted weapons. Which isn't guaranteed. Some of them will flank and we'll blow the flankers up, and then we'll get chewed up by the auto-resolve, or chewed up by them in the rest of the fight. But, if we bring enough of these ships in, we'll win the auto-resolve. Because in the auto-resolve, we don't have frontage. Effectively, we don't have a frontage limit in the auto-resolve. The game will let you do 50 versus 50 ship fights happily. We, in that scenario, could actually outnumber them at this point. So yeah, we'll have you go to Umbriel and refuel there. We'll arrive in 13 weeks. I would actually send it out to go fight out in the Oort Cloud, but I don't think there's going to be any resistance out there in 13 weeks. Right, and that's even farther. It's not even going to get there in 13 weeks. So. So, that's probably an alien, because we know where the servants are. So we know that's not a servant. That has to be the alien. And of course, if it's an alien, we can kill it. We've been killing servants, we're killing aliens. Kill enough aliens, then they're not going to be able to do stuff. So.
Where do you need me?
We'll hold off on killing the servants because we've killed them all at this point. We think you are the alien. Is an educated guess.
Surveilling target.
Acknowledged. We'll recon the site.
Okay, confirm assignments. So during this
Lending my
cycle,
expertise. Offering assistance.
that our fleet should arrive.
Person of interest surveilled.
That is, in fact, the alien. Suspicions were correct. Alpha 34. I think the alien cap is actually 8 at a time. So you can do what you can think about what it says about the math. They're up to 34. That means they've
Things are cooling off.
lost enough to get up to 34, right? So they're already lost at least 26 xenoforms, if my math is correct.
Things are stabilizing.
They have arrived in High Humera. Build the platform. The platform needs space dock. I just got the achievement for colonizing this Orc Cloud object. We apparently haven't been here before, which makes sense. Usually I'm not colonizing the Orc Cloud except to have refueling locations like this over the aliens. And needless to say, the aliens are not appreciative. Here comes the counterattacking force. The problem is I don't think the aliens have enough to realistically counterattack. 34 ships. See if the auto-resolve handles that. The auto-resolve handles that. There goes 34 alien ships. Minimal damage on the defending fleet. Destructive testing. Gather even more authentic data. Government in Indonesia changes. The second fleet arrives. Split off the gunship. The gunship has 3.2k Delta V. Yeah, and we don't need it anymore. So it's going back to Earth to make preparations for bringing someone. It'll be there in 8.4 weeks. Technically, we could probably build one faster. So we may, in fact, just build one at Earth because it'll build faster. But that one will be preparing to ship the people out. And yeah, we got 300, almost 400 Delta V here with which to ravage the system. Even before refueling comes online. We arrived. We're going to manually fight this bundle because we can. Because we'll take no damage if we manually fight it. But if we auto-resolve, we'll take some damage. One kinetic round gets loose from the base before. Oh, make that a few more than that. But yeah, we take no damage because we come in on a manual instead of an auto-resolve. We obviously destroyed the hab, and then we begin bombardment of the base down below. Get another fight that if we manually fight it, we don't take any damage probably during this fight. The orbital bombardment, we obviously can't manually fight, so take a little bit of damage during it. In fact, we're short one gun already because of damage from bombardment, but it is what it is. At least the point defense is online for that ship, so it's not completely harmless, not completely useless. A few rounds away from the enemy, a few rounds away from the next one. And we destroy the hab. And we do ground bombardment, high-level bombardment.
We found something.
I think this is the system where we usually have the aliens be. There we go. Another one destroyed. Now back to the main system body. We descend on Alien Station Able, which holds the last of the alien resistance in the last of the mobile resistance in the system. Can auto resolve this, and we do, in fact, win the fight. And of course, we destroy the hab. And then we once again begin bombardment. Apparently we've got one lone ship on the ground here. Okay, so I'm going to destroy the ones with the reef. This is the one well, because it has the unknown facility, this is the one we're going to land at. Alien Surface Base Alpha. Other ones we could destroy.
Ready to go.
Standing by.
They won't see me coming.
Standing by for orders. They won't see me coming.
Okay. And we're going to confirm assignments again.
Offering counsel. Offering counsel.
Another alien base destroyed. We continue the bombardment. Time destroyed Jade Tower base. Might as well get the one on the ground. Okay, so they're going for the space station, the refueling station. Engage. It's only 5v the defense, so it's 10v5. We happily win that fight.
We've got some intel on our target.
Target eliminated.
Scratch one alien.
They won't be causing us any more problems.
Oh, and one servant. Sorry. This one's the alien. Alpha 34 is now dead. Oh, I guess it survived. Oh! Apparently it was able to return fire enough that we lost bombardment weapons. Potentially. Rid of these guys. Oh, and engaging that in battle gives us our weapons back.
Order is returning.
Okay. Blast the base, opening fire. Our goal here is not to destroy the base, but to destroy everything except for the unknown facility in the core. To basically render it unable to resist. So 30 days from here, we will have refueling capacity. Up to Denali Station. And now we wait for our refueling capacity. Once the refueling capacity is in, we go after the last fleet, I think. Victory objectives. Check, 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 check. Except for one fleet. One fleet denies us our check marks. % more GDP change. Great. There's the space dock. The Denali space dock is complete. Begin refuel and resupply. Actually, do the refuel. Refuel on these guys first. And then refuel, resupply. I'm out of water. Of all the things to run out of, I did not realize we were gonna run out of water. Okay. We'll have enough to refuel within the month. And then, obviously, when we get where we're going, we're going to need more fuel. Apparently, we've been running too many drives too fast. Had not realized that was going to be an upcoming problem. Can we... Let's see if we can find a resistance
Don't let
member.
them find out.
Initiating surveillance.
Where do you need me? Surveying target.
Ready.
I want to say
Tracking
hi
target.
and make arrangements to maybe acquire some water. They might be willing to sell some water.
Offering assistance. I will help them.
Person of interest surveilled.
You are the canny. Says we're going to reach out to the other people and see if they're willing to trade water. Then we won't get good deals for it.
Surveillance
But at this
complete.
point, we really don't need good deals for it.
I have new information.
Resistance. Yeah, okay.
Violence is abating.
It's back. I think it's time to get one of our get our person loaded up for transit. It's repairs. Okay, so at this point we own the alien's home system basically. Yep, they technically still have a base left, but that's the base they have to keep. Can I do repairs without refueling? Yeah, do the repairs without refueling. By the time you're done with the repairs, the refueling might be ready. Oop, there goes all our water. And they're not refueled completely yet. Still... Oh, and this is what we got left. No, they want 3.5k more water. Yeah, we need to trade for some water. If I want to bring this to a close in an efficient and timely manner, we need water. I basically at this point need nothing besides water. I dreaded run out of gas right at the end. Okay, we'll camp out here at low for the moment while we're waiting for sort out the water. That way I can destroy the ships as they come in. We know more's coming. Lots and lots and lots of aliens are making their returns. Except for these guys. These guys are stuck. Very stuck. I don't think they have the fuel to return is the problem they're running into. Actually, what? thinking of? Is that the one? No, it's one of the ones in the temporary orbit here. I'm trying to figure out how much fuel we need. Because one way to potentially fix the fuel problem is to thin down how much fuel we have on the ships. Save fuel for the orbits. That's the one. Okay, so to arrive in 2 weeks, we need 400 Delta V, which the ship actually has. We could get away with quite less Delta V. We could get away with like 200 Delta V. So I could try to... Although I don't think we can unload the fuel tanks, is how that works. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I don't need to refuel this one to jump Victor 2233. I think we want to jump 2233 with 20-something ships, not 10 ships, because 2233 took 10 ships on and still has 23 ships. So I think it wants to be a 20 on 23 here, but don't think we need any more fuel, so we don't need to refill that one. We just need to get the other one back from the location.
At your service.
Herbert here, 70-year-old Herbert. No, you don't have. Which has the org? You have the org. 86-year-old Ashman Kushk as the Omega solution. Do I want to be sending Ashman Kushk? Or do we want to send, like, the advisor? Because I could probably do without you very easily. Do without you very easily, yeah. Okay, let's plan on it being you. Give you an admin. Admin caps, that's not a problem, but that means we can then take off you without problem. And we can pop over to you, take that one off. You can have Famosa in exchange. Yeah, you don't need the science, but that's fine. And then we can give you the Omega solution. And you have Combat Astronaut, right? Okay, you have Combat Astronaut, so we can get you to launch into space.
I'm here.
That sabotage facility. I want you to go to orbit. In particular, we want you to load onto... Foxtrot 1032 and 32. The Carronade.
Prepping for launch.
Load you onto Carronade for going out. In the meantime, we want these guys to go say hello to everyone in the hopes that we can acquire
Making
the
contact.
water we need
Ready.
to conveniently end the war.
Establishing contact.
At your service.
Ready. We'll open a channel.
I'm here. Making
Hat in
contact.
hand, we go out asking for water. Anyone got some space water, please? We're a bit thirsty. I suppose they're taking over 32, so they can lose this one. But don't need to worry about that right now. Say confirm assignments and let time pass.
Reaching out.
We wish that you would see your extremism harms the very people we're trying to protect.
Probably not going to be able to get all of this for what I'm willing to trade, but... Okay, so at this point we just need to reduce what we're asking for. Oh. Oh, they're not even willing to give me 5,000 for everything I'm offering them. Okay. Yeah, that complicates things a bit. Can I get a bit more for that? 6,000. What about 8,000? Well, give me 7,000 for that. That's really expensive, but those are all the orgs I need. I don't care about the techs. We can easily make do without that metal. Okay.
Reaching out.
You war-crazed meatheads need a taste of your own medicine.
Give you 1,000 boost. How much water will you give me 1,000 boost? Won't even give me 1,000 water? Fair enough. $425 water for 1,000 boost. Okay.
Offering support.
Establishing contact.
For all our sakes, we must put an end to your warmongering.
No, they're really open to giving us water. Okay. Important thing is, I now have enough water for these guys to go drink.
Initiating contact.
Violence breeds only violence. Think bigger. This is your last warning.
Oh, they're really open to trading. They must just really like boost. $16 weeks, and then they're going to be real thirsty when they get there. Fair enough. Okay, have they boarded yet? No.
black sky.
They have now boarded the ship. Time to go. Of course, go to the refueling location. You don't need to be quite that fast. 13 weeks should be fast enough. In fact, we'll do 10. That'll be even faster. Don't repair a resupply when you get there because we don't need you to fill your fuel tank up. You've got 1.5k Delta V. You've got plenty of fuel. Transfer begin. Lost that point. Singapore. Singapore is actually still probably quite valuable because of all the boost there. 98.5 boost from Singapore. Not much the European Union, but I think that's one of the bigger places in the world. It's a tiny little country.
On the way to the target site.
Your orders? Setting a watch.
Ready for orders. Offering assistance.
Ready. Offering support.
Yep, I guess we can assign a mission to the last one, so we do affirmative. Yeah, this comes down to, can we do the 20v23?
On Overwatch.
And can we deliver the counselor? Or the counselor.
I will help them.
Offering counsel.
I will help them.
And things are moving. Once again, we're waiting for things to fly. And hopefully not running out of work.
We found something.
The end is near. If everything goes according to plan, I think we will end it before 2070. I think that's how close the end is.
Offering counsel.
Where to? We'll open a channel.
Affirmative. Let time pass.
Offering support.
Initiating contact.
If you cannot restrain your aggression, we will, with regret, take action.
Oh, they're really liking me giving them boost. $3,500 water for 1,000 boost. There we go.
Offering assistance.
Lending my
Probably is enough water.
expertise.
Offering assistance.
And we just wait for the final flights to complete. Them to get to the system edge. Them to rally with the other fleet, get refueled, and fight 20v23. We don't have to win that ship battle. We only have to render them below 4K ship power. Fleet power. Well, that will be in the next council cycle at least, if not the one after next. So we got a little bit of waiting. Oh, Fred takes Singapore back. Whoops. That's what I should have done instead of trading with the Academy.
What's the op? We're taking power.
Standing by. Initiating recon.
Again, we know that has to be an alien.
Ready for my mission.
Ready for my mission.
At your service.
On the way to the target site.
Ready for my mission. Eyes on target.
Okay. Firm assignments. Affirmative. Time pass.
Setting watch. Offering counsel.
They've arrived. I don't think low orbit is necessarily safe. Yeah, there is some aliens in the system. Oh, actually, no. There's no aliens here yet. We'll split up here next to the station, of course, to keep the counselor safe until the time. It's not yet time.
We've got some intel on our target.
We found Uniform Alpha 33.
Recon complete.
Okay,
Our people have taken control.
back into control of Singapore. Good to know. We'll go alien hunting during the next cycle. This is... which fleet? This fleet. Yes, this one does need a resupply. Maybe it doesn't need a full resupply, but you can't do partial resupplies in this game. Okay, that one we just... Let's sit there. We don't need that one moving around anymore.
I have them in my sights.
Where do you need me?
So we have them do the assassinate, Cash do the assassinate, and then you can do guard of Cash. The Cash doesn't die.
What's the op?
Reporting in.
We'll see what we can find.
Okay. We're gonna confirm assignments. Affirmative. We'll just let them mom up for the moment. Don't wanna form
Defending
more
the
ships, that's
VIP.
fine.
Lending my expertise.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump everyone in Humera orbit right before we bring down the counselor. Yeah, they're coming to us. Okay. Yeah, saves us the effort of chasing after them. Gauge, auto resolve, we blow them up. Just kind of expected. "993 wants to join." 998. The 998, now that it's 20 ships large, wants to go after 2233. I could technically refuel to go even faster. What's actually the minimum? Yeah, we need like 7 Delta V to get back. Which would be quite a while. Yeah, we got the water. We got the water, we'll take the 3.6 days, so we can go out. If we're successful, we don't have to just strand the fleet out of the
Target
middle of
is
nowhere.
down.
Scratch one alien. There we go. 2233. The quickest we can actually get them is only 1.7 weeks. So that means they'll be able to get back pretty quickly. Okay.
Mission is a no-go.
Can't investigate a dead alien. Well, you can, just not the investigate counselor mission. In fact, you do it automatically in-game. Take that back to the suits. Suits do their work. So we're going to see if the auto-resolve can do this, and then we're going to manually fight if it doesn't. The auto-resolve does it. There we go. Fight's over. The last notable victory in space, 23.3 exotics acquired. These, we now go back to Saturn for refueling. We check our objectives. Kill them all. Control no regions. Pro-alien factions below 20%. Check, 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 check. Everything. Check. Aliens have been crafty. They got a tier 3 base in one of the other systems. And have set up Forge Station Lamio. Aliens have been building. I haven't been paying attention, apparently. They've been attempting to set up at other Core Cloud objects, obviously. That's the station we're going to destroy. No, we're gonna go over there and destroy that stuff. Okay. Question is, where did their fleet go? Or where did the new fleet show up? Oh, up in the asteroids. Interesting. Yes, interesting.
We found something.
Yeah, that slowed us down. Still not a problem, per se. What do I need to build another fleet? Quickly at Mars. Yeah, I think I can build one pretty quickly at Mars. Okay. In 180 days, we'll have another fleet.
I'm here. Ready. We'll open the channel.
Your orders?
Let's have them go try to find some of the counselors. So we
Tracking
can have more
target.
potential opportunities to
here.
trade if I need more water. Contact the counselor.
Investigating target.
Ready for orders.
Eyes on target.
I was thinking I was so close. And
Initiating
then
contact.
they figured out how to
You war-crazed
Pull
meatheads need
the
a
rug
taste
out
of
from me
your
for a
own
bit.
medicine.
I'm going to give you 1,000 boost. What will it give me for 1,000 boost? In water. 10,000, it's not too much. Fair enough. 5,000. 4,000. 3,000. 2,000. Okay. So, okay.
Offering counsel.
We lost our turned servant counselor. Okay.
Person of interest surveyed.
Person of interest surveilled.
Person of interest surveilled.
Exodus was very interested in the boost. Might try to get some more water out of them. I don't need much more. I just need enough to hit both those targets and get rid of both of them. At least before the servant or the resistance, well, the resistance, the aliens can make more targets. Okay, you've arrived at Ihuman. I've launched Denali Station. I'm not sure how much water it's going to take to refuel you. I'm not sure I want to refuel you. Yep, I don't want to refuel you. You're perfectly fine sitting there with no petrol. What that does mean is the group we already have at Denali, can happily descend to low orbit. I don't need them guarding the station anymore. Do a high-level bombardment of the base, just make sure it's very dead. And then I can rally the counselor to that fleet, keep it protected. Oh, actually, split the counselor off. Let the counselor at the base, can't I? And on the base. Okay, that just drank a bunch of water, but that's not too much of a concern. That's a fleet that I think it is. I can send that after the fleet. Or attempt to send it after the fleet. Find a surfing counselor. Oh, we still have an idea. Let's
Tracking target.
figure out their loyalty.
Acknowledged. Making contact.
Your orders? Reaching out.
Standing by. Headed there now.
Affirmative. Let time pass. Looking to get a little bit more water if we can get it. The more water we get, the more we don't have
Initiating
to
contact.
concern with waiting for
Violence
refueling.
breeds only violence. Think bigger. This is your last warning.
Yeah, they might be less interested in boost since the last time we traded with them. Yeah, they're not even willing to give 9,000. 900. Really? No 1,000? You'll do 950, but no 1,000? Okay.
I will help them.
Making contact.
You war-crazed meatheads need a taste of your own medicine.
Okay. Finish ship refueling. Has it finished? No, 8th of December. I don't think I need the fuel for what I'm thinking about. So, yeah, that's the one we want to jump. 2199. "82 weeks is a bit slow. Especially because they might not be there. Let's jump actually for the base that they're orbiting. It's like the base then. Bedford Station. Still gonna get there in the same amount of time, just, you know, if they leave, we destroy the base. If they leave.
Surveillance complete.
Actual loyalty score is 8. Okay, so we're just gonna turn him. Yeah, we're gonna push into 2070 simply because apparently the aliens have bounced back enough that we have to go fight them, even though we set over the objective.
Recon complete.
120 days before this is operational. Although this probably won't have enough fuel. There's a different problem this one's gonna have. Yeah, lost our point. In Singapore.
At your service. Targeting the opposition.
At your service. I'll make an offer they can't refuse.
Make an offer they
Ready to go.
can't refuse.
Establishing contact.
Confirm assignments. Yes, affirmative.
Offering support.
Reaching out.
If you cannot restrain your aggression, we will, with regret, take action.
How much water are you willing to give me for this much metal? Generous trade. Ooh. Okay. That gives us the water we need to refuel the bigger fleet, even if we're not going to have it parade around as the bigger fleet.
We've got some intel on our target.
We've gained an agent.
Go.
Ready to sabotage.
We didn't get revealed any bases, so there aren't any bases on Earth. 11 ships have arrived. Okay. They're going to target us, of course. No. 11 arrived and only one starts it. Okay. Didn't pay out. Okay, we gotta get rid of the base. And we need to weaken that, so we need to attack both of them. Don't necessarily need to win at both locations. It's a different problem. Energy, info, life. Let's do life in this case because making sure a counselor that we have deployed to do the thing does not die before he does the thing would be a good thing to do. We want them to die heroically in completing the game, not before completing the game.
Our associates are now in charge.
Ready for my mission.
So this gets 2 and a bit counselor cycles. I can refuel, repair, but I can split it up to try to hit 2 targets at once. We can go straight for the base, and with half of it, and I can go straight for fleet with the other half, or I could go for the full bit, go after the fleet, and do the one we're building to go after the base, I suppose. Maybe 9 days versus... $78. So these ones would be ready first. This probably wants to go after the fleet. Let me send the other one off to the base. Okay. So for the moment, I think we've got the water, so I don't need to worry too much about the water. Start advising our nations again to get them growing faster.
Standing by.
Also to minimize how much I have to
Offering assistance.
actively
Where
doing these
to?
council circles.
I will help them.
Your orders? Offering counsel.
I have been letting the influence stack up a little bit, so we're just gonna spend it to generate more revenue. Go. Firm assignments, affirmative, go. Okay. And we're running this a little bit long because we're so close.
Lending my expertise.
Put you on permanent assignments and after micro you.
Offering counsel.
Permanent assignments and after micro you.
Offering assistance.
Permanent assignments
Offering
and after
counsel.
micro you.
Lending my expertise.
And again, we're waiting for people to transit, so this action is going to be boring. Next action is going to be boring. The next one is going to be where things start getting very interesting because things are going to be completing and transitioning. Even then, it's still going to be pretty boring because they've got to a place. Go. This is part of the reason I left garrisons at each of the major systems on the way up, is so that they wouldn't backfill any of the garrisons. But what we got to blow up is an Orc Cloud, base in the Orc Cloud, because I wasn't expecting them to make a third base in the Orc Cloud while we were attacking their main base. And I was expecting the fleets to be a little bit more proactive at trying to like defend their home place. Right, so I wasn't expecting them to build up a 5k fleet. That we needed to go jump. Enemies are planning. Waiting for the enemies to finish planning. Gale expands up to 6 points. Interesting.
Offering assistance.
Offering support.
Lending my expertise.
Offering support.
Offering counsel.
Yeah, again, this is a fairly boring cycle. Next one's where we're going to get a lot of... Well, we're going to get 10 ships being built, and we're going to get the redirect on the bigger fleet to go base their bigger fleet. Okay, waiting for the enemies to plan. This is the one where... Not you. Not you. These guys are at 19.2 days. We refuel them. I think we vector them after the fleet, combat fleet. Technically we've got fleet vectored after them, right? That's what this is, but 460 days. I think these guys will be faster. Then we'll be spending less time waiting.
I will help them.
Offering assistance.
I will help them.
Offering assistance.
I will help them.
What is relations, I suppose? Yeah, still in conflict with most people. Or they were willing to trade with someone they're at war with, apparently. The only one that fully tolerates us, apparently, is the Resistance. Jumping before they become a problem. Probably won't become a problem. Okay. Got rid of them. Anyway, haven't repaired anything at the base, which is what we want to see. We've got someone landed there, so they probably won't repair stuff there. Five days to go. Where this refueling is, well, the refueling and repairing starts. Yeah. Repair and refuel, 14.1 days. Okay, one of them is an alien. In fact, we should know both of them are aliens, because we've got a Terran servant. Okay, go up there and refuel. During next counselor cycle. I'm gonna follow up on that
Standing by.
information.
I'm here. We'll recon the site. We'll see what they're up to.
Ready for orders. Headed there now. Initiating
There we go.
surveillance.
And then we confirm assignments, so let time pass. We probably find both of those are aliens. You resupply. They are ready. Out in the York Cloud, I need to go jump. Ackley's. Go jump the Forge. 22 weeks. Longer than I'd like, because that's about 5 counselor cycles, but we're going. Okay, so you are to go after the alien's main combat-capable fleet. So it's a 20v35, which I think is a little bit, well, it's a little bit more likely to happen than the 10v20, or the 10v35. It's probably pretty guaranteed one way or the other. This will happen in 7.5 weeks if we let them burn all their fuel. I'd maybe like to have, like, yeah, we can tolerate losing a couple weeks to have some fuel to do a redirect if they juke. Or if we win the battle and want to have them available for something else. Go.
Offering counsel.
Offering support.
Offering assistance.
Person of interest surveilled.
Okay. Found one alien,
I
which
have
will
new
kill. Found another
information.
alien, which will kill. far as we know, the aliens have no bases on Earth. So if we kill all the aliens on Earth, the resistance will have or the servants will have a hard time setting more up. And the aliens won't, at this point, won't be able to insert replacements. Lost the point in Singapore again. It is what it is. We'll have plenty of time to take it back before the end of the run, but we're gonna clear the aliens first.
Reporting in. Taking them down.
Ready to go. Tracking target.
Where to? Defending the VIP.
Ready for my mission. Defending the VIP.
Standing by for orders.
Good old fashioned, just do all the things at once. There we go.
Targeting the opposition.
Confirm, affirmative, go.
On guard.
On guard.
They won't be causing us any more problems.
Scratch one alien.
They won't be causing
And the other
us
one.
any problems.
Launch Denali. We got enough. I'm actually gonna Oh no, 13. No. That's where all the winter went. Should have stuck with it being 10% of the mass of the ship for the bigger ships. Oh, that's where all my water went. Trying to work around to the Orc Cloud without the final drive. Make that bread. 2% more GDP growth.
We're in control here.
Back in control in Singapore. In theory, unless something has changed, we've got agents, we've got ships flying to deal with the remaining targets. Actually, yeah. They've taken that body over. We haven't heard about them going to any other bodies. Oh,
Acknowledged.
Should have some of the councilors do something. Not all of them do nothing. Advise.
Offering counsel.
I'm here. I will help them.
Ready to go. Offering support.
What's the lending my expertise.
Standing by for orders. Offering support.
Investigate. Okay, so if you just need an espionage, take you off. Oh, that's where my device is coming from. Okay, then I can't take it off. That's fair. If you know espionage, take one of the cartels off. Are you requiring that for the? That's your assessment. Never mind. Probably need the admin from that. Okay. Just ignore you for the moment. You don't have enough to save it for Rich yet. Investigate. Investigate. Take Reddington off. I sold the entire Unknown pool. Yes, okay. And we'll take the mining one. The mining one doesn't really matter at this point, but take it. Are you persuasion? Yeah, you're persuasion capped. Make you science capped. And almost make you security capped. Okay, good enough. Firm assignments. Yep, affirmative. Let time pass. We're waiting for ships to fly. Fly fast, ships. Fly fast.
Lending my expertise.
3 counselor actions.
Offering counsel.
And if everything goes according to plan, well, it might take 4
Lending
because
my
I might
expertise.
need the 4th one to actually blow the stuff up.
Offering
We get to
counsel.
Acklays.
Offering counsel.
Okay, our resolve wins the fight. Destroy the hab. High-level bombardment at the base down below. More alien ships arrive as we're destroying the location, yeah. Of course, they promptly leave, but they realize it's not a good place to be staying. And then we take you back to the closest refueling location. Let's actually figure out where we are in the solar system. Okay, Jupiter's probably going to be the best place to go. Go to the refueling station at Io. Why can't I go straight to my station? I'm confused. Okay. Oh, because I have the ship that wants to go. The ship that's there that I'm trying to tell to go to Io, and it's like, why? It can't go to itself. That's fair. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Sure. Take 10 weeks to get in. Hopefully we don't need you again. Just that base for the moment. Yeah, we know it's not this council action. We know it's not next council action. We'll go take Singapore back.
Ready.
What's the op?
Reporting in. Removing our enemies.
That's the op. Yeah, if we're gonna direct invest for the economy, it probably wants to be Africa. Has it been long enough we can direct invest funding there? Sure. Although it's not because the direct investment cap has gone over, but because we've reached the point where, well, there's actually a little bit more cap here, where the funding limit's gone up. Yeah, affirmative, let time pass. There you go. Not this cycle.
Offering support.
Next cycle is when it
Offering
arrives.
counsel.
I will help them.
And then we might need to go through a third
Offering
cycle just to blow
assistance.
everything up. And then on the fourth cycle, assuming they haven't gone around to build anything in the meantime, the agent can finally deliver the payload. At this point, the aliens are thoroughly beaten. And actually, while we're waiting, we can look at their fleet power. Yeah, they're down to sub 5,000 fleet power. They brought everything together. That would actually be enough to make me have to go fight that fleet. That's how small the alien fleet is at this point.
We are in control now.
Okay, more probes arriving. At this point, again, we don't care really about any of the probe results because we've got all the resources we want. And actually, more mines at this point would be detrimental because it would actually put us over the mission control cap real fast. I'm already paying 112 mission control for my mines. And if it wasn't for the game's soft limit, I would be building more mines still. Yeah, so I don't think 0.5 days is enough time to blow up all the alien bases. We're gonna need 2 cycles.
Offering support.
Offering assistance.
I will help them.
I will help them.
Offering support.
I will help them.
Not that that was making a big difference. Just sort of nodding along to like, yep, that's a good thing to happen. Okay, they've gotten there. We've got the water, we got the stuff, we might as well repair in case we need to use them again. We need to send Foxtrot 998 to inform some aliens that they're not allowed to repossess some assets somewhere. I think they've arrived, yes. Auto resolve. Destroy the hab, which is going to take us into the next counselor cycle. Nope, not quite. Okay, well, start bombarding the base. May even be fairly easy bombards because the aliens have not had time to build them out. They're new tier 3 bases. 4 relatively new tier 3 bases need to be destroyed. And then we can issue the final order.
I will help them.
Offering assistance.
Offering assistance.
Base destroyed.
Lending my expertise.
Bombard the next base.
Lending
This
my
one doesn't even have
expertise.
effective defensive batteries. And the next one. And the last one. And with that, all the checkboxes are complete. We need but a council action to issue the final order. Waiting next mission phase. Arctic methane eruption. Unfortunate, but dispatch a team to study the phenomena. Okay, and we're just waiting for the counselor action, and well, we're hoping that the aliens don't throw together something at the last possible moment. Have our counselor assigned to the Omega Solution org target the alien wormhole module on their primary Cooper Belt base with the trigger the weapon mission. Let's be what stands in our way to victory. The button be lit up. Requirements have meet our victory objectives. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick save here. end of the 17th stream, and this is Save Before Victory. How many streams has it taken me to end the previous runs? I can scroll down here and see. Okay, the initiative one we did in 18. Resistance was 20. Might have actually been 21. So, yeah, we're a little bit faster. A little bit faster than it was before. We're getting better, we're getting faster. At least in player time. Trigger the weapon.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Confirm the assignments.
Offering counsel.
Offering support.
Offering counsel.
Here, at the
Offering
threshold
counsel.
of our victory,
Offering
one almost
assistance.
pities our foe. We were underestimated, and now we strike without mercy, a death blow to the very heart of our enemy. Using their greatest weapon against them, we end one threat and send a message to others. As the enemy falls, we claim dominion over the stars themselves. If there is one regret to be had, it is that humanity will never be underestimated again.
If there is one regret to be had, that will be humanity will never be underestimated again. Okay, yeah, that's a way to describe the ending there. The faction known as Humanity First has achieved its final goals. Humanity First forces have deployed a biological weapon in the alien wormhole, slaughtering most of the species. What few aliens remain cannot carry on the fight. We have deployed the Shiva virus.
A glorious victory, Colonel. Next time, we'll be the ones coming for them.
We have completed the Kill Them All objective. It's done. Our escort and screening units sacrificed themselves to ensure the assault transport made it through. It probably didn't need to because we got them pretty wrecked, but yeah. The wormhole was secured by an ops team which successfully engaged and held off the enemy ground forces while our counselor armed the package. The aliens responded with heavy reinforcements. Our ops team signals went dark one by one. Our counselor's last message before being cut short by enemy fire was that the package had been delivered. With their objective complete, our surviving naval forces broke contact and withdrew. Hydra stayed in defensive formation around their wormhole and did not pursue. 48 hours passed as though they were days. Around the 50-hour mark, we began to notice irregularities. Hydra ships began moving in new and erratic patterns. We detected evidence of at least one collision. 53 hours and 49 minutes after the weapon was delivered, the energy signatures associated with the enemy wormhole cut off. All data that we can gather suggests that it has been collapsed. The wormhole is gone, the Hydra invasion is over. We'll probably never know what happened on the other side. Our men are telling stories, letting their imagination fill the gaps. Hydra halves filled with insane, thrashing aliens, attacking each other and themselves. The Shiva virus ate their bodies from the inside out. Maybe they collapsed the wormhole deliberately in a last desperate attempt to protect themselves. Maybe the mechanism was destroyed accidentally as the dying Hydra fought each other. What matters is it's gone. There's still work to do. Not all the Hydra in our system have been affected. There are outlying habs and ships to destroy, not to mention their slaves on Earth. They are alone now. No more reinforcements, no more exotics. It's just them against us, and there are a hell lot more of us than there are of them. I'd like to think that we got them all, but realistically we probably didn't. No virus has a 100% kill rate, so there are probably survivors. It is a pity, in a way. But I'll admit, there's a certain satisfaction in knowing they'll remember what happened when they tried to invade Earth. At least they'll remember while they still can, because we're not done. We know now that interstellar travel is possible, and we're not going to wait around for them to come back for another try. Next time, we'll be the ones coming for them. And that be the end of the run. We're going to load in and look at some of the countries, look at some of the stats. That's why I did that save there before we did that last counselor cycle. If the game will actually get back to the main menu, you see. And then we load back in. But yeah, that's the end of the run. Terra Invicta as Humanity First. And we did Neptune through the Oort Cloud all in one. Okay, it's a 7-hour stream, so it was basically a 2-hour stream. There are 2 streams at this point, but we did it. And what were the achievements I just got? We got No Mercy, Win as Humanity First, Play Nice, Win with your faction committing 3 or fewer atrocities. Apparently I didn't need to commit any atrocities to play Humanity First. And Matron Goddess, colonize the port cloud object we were on. Well, that was done a little early in the game. So I've done what only 0.6% of players have achieved, apparently, with the win with your faction committing 3 or fewer atrocities, and apparently did that as Humanity First. Although winning as Humanity First is only 0.8%, so apparently a decent number of people probably who've played Humanity First have maybe also done Play Nice, but. Well, apparently more people have completed the game as Humanity First than as the Initiative. 0.6% as the Initiative. It's probably highest as, if I were to guess, as the Resistance. Because the game recommends you do the Resistance. Yeah, resistance is like 2.1%. Unless there's I'm not going to take the time to find Exodus's ones right now. I could imagine Exodus is higher for a particular faction. Because there's maybe a little easier, but then depends upon if no, they might not be. They might actually be lower. Oh, yeah, Exodus is actually lower. Okay, 0.7 for Exodus. Would respect to Exodus to be maybe a little easier. Although you gotta hoard the exotics as Exodus. So obviously we completed the prime objective. We just saw the victory scan, so we know we completed the prime objective. As far as global stats, let's check up. We were following along with climate change in the end. Okay, yeah, so we didn't really. The last 2 hours, we really didn't improve the rate of climate change. It's still going up by about 0.2, 0.24 parts per million per year. Although this is because we fixed the causes in our nations, not in the world. So we didn't fix America and we didn't fix India. We're probably, if you look at it, you got to fix one of those two. You got to fix one of those two in addition to what we did. And that would probably be enough to at least get it static. Although that's enough that it's trickling increase. You could probably live with that level of increase. In fact, you can see atmospheric nitrous oxide is declining, so real close to fixing the problems. We pop in on the world. We can look at our nations. So we did Greater EU. And we got up to 14.4 education there, 64.7 thousand GDPC, sustainability at 10, so pretty good. Not quite utopic. Sort of utopia is like 80,000. Although we did have that in Singapore. Singapore is utopic by the standards that many people think of in this game. China could have definitely been better in GDP, although we got into China pretty late. We did basically China into Gulf area into African Union. So China probably could have been better. Although this is probably the biggest China I have, and China was probably doing better before we expanded it into other places. Probably could have done better raising the education here. But the big thing is it's a stable China. And it is now not making global climate change worse as it's raising its GDP, and is raising its GDP. It's raising it about $75 per person per day, and it's got 2 billion people. So 150 billion GDP growth per, or not 75 per day, 75 per month. 150 billion GDP growth per month. That's pretty good. You're talking trillions of GDP. Or 75 times a billion, so 150 billion. Yeah, you're probably talking like low trillions a year. So this was going to turn around. This was going to get much better quickly. Same sort of thing. Caliphite was rapidly improving. Caliphite's doing almost twice as much as China is doing. And that was also going to be a situation where that was going to speed up faster and faster and faster. In a way, we actually slowed it down to do a little bit more knowledge, although knowledge it's not easy to see on this because of where it sticks into the math. I think you gotta go into the defines to see it in the map. But the amount your GDP goes up per person is actually partially a derivative of education, democracy, and a couple other things. So the higher education here was going to be... We diverted to knowledge because in the long run that was going to make the economy go faster. That's one of the reasons why the EU's economy is so good, is because the EU's knowledge is so good. In an ideal world, we probably would have raised knowledge earlier in China, which would have helped us raise GDP. Same sort of thing in Africa. At this point, Africa is stable enough. I was going to wait until we got about 10k, which wasn't going to take very long. You can see we're doing 100 a month. So 35 months later would have been where we started doing it. I would start adding knowledge like we have here in the Caliphate. That would slow the growth down in the short run, but in the long run, as knowledge goes up, that would accelerate the growth. And then as the growth gets high enough, we'd start democratizing here. China happens to just be stable enough. I was trying to start democratizing early, which maybe wasn't the best of moves. And I suppose we are democratizing here, just doing slowly both. And that's the 3 nations that we were mainly hanging out, or the 3 mega nations we were hanging out with. Probably in hindsight, if I wanted to go faster, we went into the African Union too quickly. I really should have done like EU, Caliphite. We were doing the Caliphite obviously because we did Gulf nations, right? China. When we went into China, that wasn't a bad idea. There's maybe an argument, although we didn't do it because it was held by the resistance. There was an argument to go like United States or India sooner. Again, both of those were held by the resistance, which was convenient. It was very convenient for not having to go take the alien nation on every time, because we'd just be like, yeah, the resistance are eventually going to go do it. They've got the United States Army. The United States Army is competent. They've got the Indian Army. The Indian Army is competent. In fact, the Indian Army is more competent than any of the armies we're running. We got an information army in the Caliphite, the EU, the Pan-Asian Combine. There's only robotics. We got an invasion army in the United States, so the resistance got a better army. India apparently has like the world tech leader with 7.2. The milk cap is 9, but they got 7.2, and I think they got the best. So everyone else is actually would get a bonus to raising it, because India is just so far off in the future with the tech. No mitigation to climate change, because apparently no one cares that the world is boiling, but they're ready to fight the aliens. But yeah, so this was a fun and somewhat interesting run. We ended the world here with 11 trillion people. 11.2 billion people. I forgot. Trillions of money, billions of people. We had 279, almost 280,000 people in space. World GDP was 169.7 trillion. Per capita GDP was 15,000. So EU is 4 times the global average. China was going to quickly catch up global average. Caliphite was over global average. Singapore is way past it. The African Union and I suppose African Union and India were probably dragging it down. So obviously, as we prove the African Union, we'd be dragging the average up, but most of our places are above average. Although I suppose most of our places by population are below average, because there's 2 billion people, there's 2 billion people. That's about 2 billion people. So half, a third of our nation is above average. The other 2/3 is below. And we come here, we're seeing our nation, so we have really good support in every place that we control, except for Singapore, because I wasn't running Unity there to keep the public support up. Oh, I wasn't running public Unity in European Union anymore either. So, we had 1910. The Resistance actually had the most in those locations. As far as investment point or development points, we can see EU has the most. African Union actually did get big enough that it had the second most. Fight in third. Poor China in fourth. Although there's a argument that if we wanted more points, especially in China, the way to go about doing that would have been to disband more armies. The Chinese armies were holding it down. Compare that with the world. So we have the three nations with the most investment points, followed by Canada, Egypt, and then China. So you can see what's happening with the armies. The armies are dragging China down. So far, it's below Egypt. You might wonder, like, hey, isn't America really rich? Isn't India reasonably rich? And the answer is, well, they got a lot of armies, so they're dragged down even more than China. It will be easier finding them, trying to find them with population, right? So India has the most people in the world, but only has 9 monthly investment points in this because they've overinvested in armies. The United States is here at 7.6, again, overinvested in armies. Don't do that, but if you're the AI, or you're letting the AI handle the aliens, fine, that works. Mission control, we had the most in the EU. That's probably the biggest strength to an EU start, is the ease of getting mission control. To the point where we really weren't caring if you're getting it in Terra Flight or in Africa or in China. Or well, we cared until we got like Dyson Spear Mercury up. Once Dyson Spear Mercury was up, I was like, I don't care what happens to mission control on Earth, because we got it in space. We can see how much we got here. We are getting 826 mission control from HABs. Granted, that's costing us 370 because the HABs themselves cost mission control. But, like, that basically means, okay, we've got the nations are providing the mission control for the HABs. The HABs are providing mission control for the ships and the mining network. And then everything else is bonus. That worked out. At the end, we were up at 15k science. Probably, depending upon what drive line you're going down, you can probably get away with less science. I think I've heard on the internet the recommendation is to get to 10k. But the quicker you get to 10k, the happier you'll be. And the expectation is to get like 10 years or something. Particularly the drive line we went down in the end is actually the most expensive drive line. But it's also the drive line that when you get to the end, you can both attack and defend and do everything. You can do everything without having to worry about antimatter. The next best is probably antimatter. We did antimatter the run previously, and I might be tempted to do antimatter again. It definitely works out. The problem with antimatter is you go through nobles, like no tomorrow. That was the problem I had last run, is we ran out of nobles. We also kind of had that problem this run, so nobles are a thing. Apparently, I don't have as much problem with exotics with radioactives. Although radioactives, Poseidon Torch drive. Did we end up reaching? We're about to research that. This is the drive that eats your radioactives. Six radioactives. And this is a drive that has the fuel efficiency to overcome the rocket equation for winning the game if you need it. It's the earliest drive that can do that. The problem is that it eats radioactives. So I would actually probably say if you want to attack, this is a good drive. Don't defend with this, because you're going to be expecting your ships to do maneuvers that are just too fast. And you'll burn through the radioactives. You can probably attack with this, right? If you're running something like we were doing with like lots of monitors, I think we still have some of the monitors around. If you're doing defense with monitors, you can then turn around and maybe use the Poseidon drive to attack with. Right? We've got that's not a good example. Here's an example. You've got like 15. If you're doing defense with monitors with the light bulb drive, I think these are running. That's cheap enough on radioactives that you can defend all your orbits with. And then you, every once in a while, will just do a big paycheck deployment of, okay, now we're going to use the Poseidon drive to attack the next orbit. Like, get into Jupiter, get into Saturn. Don't run around orbits with the Poseidon drive, because that'll eat all your radioactives. But to go system to system, you could probably do that. Because it has the rocket equation mechanics for that, so you can actually get to places. But yeah, otherwise, then you got to move to the fusion drives. Wouldn't necessarily recommend the fusion drive line we went down. It probably would fill the same sort of niche as the Poseidon torch. You can attack with it. You can go to the aliens with it. The problem is, if the aliens don't want to fight you, you can't chase them with it. And then we had to swap to the ones we ended with, which is the inertial confinement, I think. It's electrostatic. I can look in the ship design. Here we go. It's line 7. The inertial confinement. This is probably the best drive line in the game. Second best is probably antimatter, which we just about researched at the end. The earliest that can probably win you the game is Poseidon Torch. On the other hand, the Poseidon Torch has the problem it's going to drink all your radioactives. So you have got to be very picky with when you use it to maneuver. You probably don't want to do defensive maneuvers with it. The stuff you want to be actively moving with, you probably want to be more efficient than that. Although light bulb burner drive does that reasonably well. I don't remember what was the one we were doing originally. Electrostatic? I think it was electrostatic. These worked for attacking, but the problem is we were trying to use them when we were trying to defend. That didn't work. These would be good attacking drives. Don't defend with them. If anything, I wish we went to Jupiter sooner with them. Although the problems we were running into is kinetics. I might have actually been better off not sort of forcing my way into Jupiter with like a lot of missiles. If we went like a 60 stack or 100 stack of missile guys, we probably could have pushed that into Jupiter pretty easily. But yeah, that's the run. We are successful. It did take to a little bit into November 2070 to win. So with that, I hope you have been enjoying. If you've got any comments and you're watching on YouTube, feel free to let me know. I do try to respond to all the comments on YouTube. If you're watching now on Twitch, now's probably your last opportunity to leave comments during this stream. I'm about to go over the schedule for the next 2 days, because I actually haven't decided what we're going to do in 3 days. I hadn't necessarily decided what we're going to do after we were done Terra Invicta. I'll have to think of something. So today was Terra Invicta. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow, which is Wednesday, we're going to be doing Shadow Empire. Thursday, we're going to be starting a new city on Songs of Six. We're going to be evil. We're going to do slavery. I'm still leaving it up to Reddit which of the 3 sort of slave-liking races we're going to do. It sounds like it's going to be Garmithi, unless the vote is sort of changed in the meantime. And then Friday, I'll be doing something new. I haven't decided what it is. We'll figure that out on Friday. So that's the upcoming schedule for the next 3 days. This is your last opportunity to get comments responded to live during this stream before I bring it down. And yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, just a reminder, this was streamed live to Twitch under the username WillCall, and it's being recorded locally in 1080p for upload to YouTube under the username WillCall100. I am in the process of recording a little bit ahead because I'm going to be out for about a week to attend a wedding. I think this one's going to go up prior to me heading out to that wedding, but we're starting to sneak up close to I'm recorded far enough ahead, and I might actually start slowing the recordings down to not get too far ahead. We want to catch up while I'm away, so that there isn't quite such a delay between when I'm recording and when it gets posted to YouTube. The goal usually is to have it posted and released on YouTube before it comes down off of Twitch, because the Twitch VODs stay up for 14 days after they're recorded. I'm only going to be out for a week, so it doesn't need to necessarily be that far recorded ahead. And normally I'm recorded 6 days in. Alright, so 2 days to get it edited and uploaded before the first part of a stream needs to go up. And I'm recording 4 parts usually in stream, so 6 days in. I think we're approaching another 6 days on top of that, so it's getting a little far ahead. But yeah, that was also the plan. But yeah, I'm going to wish you all, at this point, because I'm going to bring the stream to a close, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.